It's gonna be a cold next few days as I settle into my word-based craze, but I'll remain anonymous just like John Austin, and that's how it is, just like John Owens. I stay on the grind just like Eric Costin, Giovanni Marks, the man with a raw mind. Lines get crossed, and that's when I start shopping like the younger dinosaur, which will probably happen often. Romantic, neurotic, individual, based on progress/conquest. The dire straits run in excess, down a freeform funnel out into a mess. My favorite type of math,
abstract,
is this only way to gauge it. When words fall off pages, my left hand turns courageous and wants to start opening cages. My right hand searches for the hatchet. No matter how far I run, I can never catch it. So this is it. It gets severed for the singular endeavor. Brain pi terabyte, infinite petabyte. A new measure of storage is needed for my intellectual treasure. The software savage with hardware weaponry. I strike from remote regions with telepathy. With a 12-lobe brain, 6-minded. In this stage of evolution, I synthesize revolution for other dimensional amusement. They say no one else can do it, so I take this power and use it. The separatist, align myself with iconoclasts that are congruent. Fluent in English, it's my main terrain. With 60 words or more, I tell you to do your own thing. Dull blades don't cut through skin, but they can still slice through gray matter after it has reached some exposed status from a sharper blade or other apparatus, or erosion from some solvent catalyst. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. Dull blades don't cut through skin, but they can still slice through gray matter after it has reached some exposed status from a sharper blade or other apparatus, or erosion from some solvent catalyst. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. So I'm having it fits on the strip, looking for wish fulfillment. What I get is a creme brulee, sugar cane, dang, up on Chapel Hill in Teresa's sound world. I'm trying to shoot the orange rolls, angel spit, but what I really get is 100% swimsuit issue. You need one youth against fascism per capita. And when the drunken butterfly stalker sees me and JC, I'ma take out the stuffed animals and do him real dirty. You'll catch me on GSL versus DGC, but I'm a subsonic youth on a subversive spree. Maverick with melanin, I'm a new class. Here to thrash and bombast those that won't last. The rest run the risk of perishing by bomb blast. Flags fly at half-mast for the sacrifices that perish from my wit and their own devices. I'm way beyond the point whether I care if I'm the nicest. I'm way more concerned with this work being priceless. Is my low and seismic, and will my world like it? And outside of the concentric circle, who will buy it? All the questions I debate in private with my better half, or Sonny K, Fave, Beck, John Lou, and 2 members of Amoeba record staff. The wrath of my math is when I engage in combat, I aim straight for the thorax. To the max I attack, making time stack. Second on second, your old age will impact. It's no type of 777-9311. It's in dial 911 for a word. 187-211 from a 5150 with leverage. Composite and test and use Quicksilver as beverage. Shielded non-porous. Dull blades don't cut through skin, but they can still slice through gray matter after it has reached some exposed status from a sharper blade or other apparatus, or erosion from some solvent catalyst. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. Well, dull blades don't cut through skin, but they can still slice through gray matter after it has reached some exposed status from a sharper blade or other apparatus, or erosion from some solvent catalyst. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. Well, dull blades don't cut through skin, but they can still slice through gray matter after it has reached some exposed status from a sharper blade or other apparatus, or erosion from some solvent catalyst. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't relate. Well, dull blades don't cut through skin. If it doesn't matter to you, you can't.
Medieval magicians practice under heavy surveillance. Medieval magicians practice under heavy surveillance. Medieval magicians practice under heavy surveillance. Medieval magicians practice under heavy surveillance.
That's why there's rumors saying I watch snuff films and snort rails of cocaine. There has to be an inexplicable reason as to why I'm so insane. A chemical like hexane, heater just like propane. I guess you can't be this fresh naturally. That's also why my words are frequently locked within a compound, akin to David Koresh. Slave to all horse-headed weak seeds with their brains gassed up like unleaded, surpass all the weak ones. That's why I snort this coke and watch snuff films, not to mention slaying these babies, cause no one listens to me. When I say you can't see me on the microphone, even through me, these motherfuckers and other incestuous types still eye me suspiciously, with fictitious resources attempting to manipulate me maliciously. Along with the material that I stipulate, rhymes still kicking, still chasing chickens, always on time. The metronome's still clicking, clock ticking down to the very last O-R-S-E-O-N-D. It'll scrape the best, can't keep tabs on me. With heavy surveillance, even at a seance, I will decimate the crowd, participants, and assailants.
It's a new one.
It's very strange.
The new one.
They're in my grip, needing microphones to rip. Even if the beat skip, I will still come equipped. Either day or night trip, location kept tight-lipped. Not thinking who I might invite because we have secret vocations. Some at listening stations, other at oil derricks and installations maintained by the military for their curiosity and desperation. With ferocity and animation, I cause great relations, yet they still watch me like Swatch or players of Yahtzee. It's a strange odyssey, one filled with phone taps and voyeur terminology. Everyone keeps peeping, then they react oddly. Subtract my silhouette from the unforgiving sequence. Pause, system crash, shut down. This frequently occurs in secret. Same time that the shutter clicks, it isn't hard to predict. The paparazzi instantly transforms into leeches just on an offense to me and my residential accidental and really occidental lifestyle pile with overexposed film, hearing aids and serenades picked up by two-way radios somewhere within the Everglades. While I post at beaches breaching national security, only to fade back into virtual obscurity. Sixth dimension assassin, lasting, blasting, bursting question, probe asking, brainwash with this quadrant, suggestion and blessing, deviating mics, beta testing, no question. Readily take feasible suggestions at the remote viewing discretion of the instructor's lesson. Minus the silver screen, it's the corruptor with the addition of vowels. Verbs all set to rupture any outer letter verse or center infrastructure. L.A. Los Angeles. Original resin. Scrapers. Pesto, Tetris, subtitle, title. And the medieval technician, 1999. 9899. Copyright. 12:30 a.m. Wednesday. Part 1.
Medieval magicians practice under heavy surveillance. Medieval magicians practice under heavy surveillance.
Internal science, 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 internal science.
It becomes undulatory. It becomes wave-like. It becomes an activity. It becomes a movement rather than being a thing. It becomes a verb rather than being a noun. It becomes transparent.
It's physically impossible to truly explain the inner workings of this complex mechanical bioorganism that I rest within. A vessel composed of bone, flesh, and muscle, which will decompose when it grows weary of the involuntary life support theory. But clearly that point is yet to be marked in history's dark pages, reserved for heretics, mystics, and sages, and those banished because they were too advanced for the primitive ages. Beyond the confines of these material cages, we make material manifest, for we are the microcosm of the master of the multiverse in all dimensions and concepts beyond cognition. Some care rather to create conflict through competition, consequently building a disposition towards self-destructive behavior. Beware, you might be at risk. Syntax error, reboot the system, discorrect the neglect, then eject the guilty suspect. One of the many hordes of parasitic insects who infest the host and later feast upon his peace of mind. Combine the awareness of transcendence with the frustration of existence, and you might just understand internal science. You might just understand
Internal science, internal
Science.
internal science.
It becomes
Internal
undulatory.
science.
It becomes wave-like. It becomes an activity. It becomes a movement rather than being a thing. It becomes a verb rather than being a noun. it becomes transparent.
My mind is a hologram, yours is too. With a live gray matter hard drive and a pipe-less level of cold storage capacity, my imagination is a mobile scenario generator in relation to the theorem creating the danger room. No stranger to foreign microbes, I'm in flux on a bacterial level, constructed out of a colony of self-replicating sentient beings. This is all of us. We create to destroy, just we create to destroy. A dastardly convoy of cataclysmic death lies in wait within every girl/boy, and some thrall or envoy. Don't trust all religion, most are toy. I keep it all inside me when I rotate my Merkaba out into new states of always seeking out some secret passage, knowing that I can attain the snake that makes up this LA. But I can augment myself day by day, internally and twice on days that strike diurnal. It's hard to earn like hard light, which means you got tricked twice. A laser sharp slice for the amputee, which know that bonded first, but now they want to get away from me.
Internal science, 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 internal science.
It becomes undulatory. It becomes wave-like. It becomes an activity. It becomes a movement rather than being a thing. It becomes a verb rather than being a noun. It becomes transparent.
The backpack everywhere I start to coincide with wearing these. So the strap packs were my most DLMCs. When it's hot, I have my sweater in case that 90 degrees will be dropping in 63, in which I shiver and freeze. Sometimes writers carry piece books, miscellaneous markers, tips and cans and backpacks versus the hand. Dope dealers I know carry various contraband that gets people high as fuck looking for somewhere to land. Planned pairs of pamphlets carried by young mothers, instructs how to modify the back from no holes to two. On left and right carry little baby who was created by a couple that forgot the contraceptives in the carry-all bag, meaning the backpack. You can also hide test keys there, telling you what's false and true, from teddy bears to Kevlar, cases colored blue. If they both have two straps, then they can be attached to you. In the early 90s, it was the fashion to write your crew, or gang in whiteout ink, or whatever clique you subscribe to. As the years went on, the size of the backpack also grew and also shrunk. All those mini packs just ripped off. Jan Sport, Backpacker, East Pack, Backpacker. I may have something out of my big pocket, so just ease Backpacker. Even smoking shit stackers, lots of rack to backpack. Max Factor models, sport backpack, knapsacks. Jan Sport, Backpacker, East Pack, Backpacker. I may have something out of my big pocket, so just ease Backpacker. Even smoking chip stackers, rock backpacks. Max Factor models, sport backpacks, knapsacks. Backpack is curly Timberland, blue with black straps. Two primary pockets within one stay my raps. Discs, literature, other types of implements. In the second one lies more numbers than I'll pimp. When I'm without my pack, the whole style turns script. In the big one, I keep tapes to serve and heat for the whip in the form of beats. Playing them speakers on the street. My other bag I break out when I buy records from the swap meets, liquor stores or whatever. Like I said, I keep books in there, so I stay clever. I blend in better. Backpacks are a 2-to-6 ratio in the city of LA. Those and coats come out whenever the sky's gray. Yup, rhymes I wrote, PlayStation games, phone books with other people's numbers and names. Standing next to three folks, I'm one and the same. Whether broke as a joke or at the top of my game, getting heat strokes or feeling drops of rain. It always has my back bearing through the cul-de-sac. My backpack never fall whenever I'm laying the tracks or running from security after attempting to rack. A front face backpack, all colored black. It was right next to me when I was out serving in seas, or when I used to get looped up off ecstasy. I love my backpack, precious out the pack. Jan Sport, Backpacker, East Pack. I may have something out of my big pocket, so just ease Backpacker. Even smoking chip stackers rock the backpacks. Max Factor models, sport backpacks and knapsacks. Jan Sport, Backpackers, East Pack. I may have something out of my big pocket, so just ease Backpacker. Even smoking chip stackers rock the backpacks. Max Factor models, sport backpacks and knapsacks.
This is Subtitle from West Coast Workforce, here with Anonymous for the Friendly Giant. We rock backpacks. Y'all don't need no complex shit no more. Put your backpack, get on the bus, use your bus pass, and bump this beat, and your shockwave walk in there about Panasonic. 1999 Dub 2F will leave you with this.
Yeah. Finished a half zone and said I'm never smoking again. Then I went outside, saw an old friend, bought a sack from him, went back to the notepad and started smoking. Went to sleep, woke up, finished an next sack of stress. Got a fucked up headache, said I'm never smoking again. Got back on the bus, saw another old friend. I was back to choking. Damn, here we go again. I think something's broken in my diaphragm. I lost his fuck, man. Draw me a diagram. Forgive me for the that's just the way I am. Let me tell you why they call me the human hologram. Call me. I destruct the star, fuck, I am big contaminator. I contaminate as stringent, no matter what the parameters. Holographic shark of the word. When I spit these verbs, the phrases can be seen, felt, smelled, and heard. Taste tested to divinity. I make it get thick like humidity. All the sentences have validity. I impregnate the average person's head with thoughts on sterile fertility. I only visit today. Each shrooms do elevate. The drink only to mutate and augment the way that I think. On the brink of nirvana, and how would you look rapping until when they test that's pretty and pink? That's what you think. I used to talk a good process and such, but now I don't give a because I don't even go out that much. I just give good or bad advice and prosper next to you. And then to go back home and invent these nice styles. All bent back like a hoe or red cars that need a tow. Overthrow the show and live me out like Luke and Bo. Delve and swim under pirates cove into the grotto just to apprehend the new first that get hot like a stove. Powered by coal. Rolled right off the rack into the obstacle course and someone else just stole the scroll. Subtitle, paper shade of bugs and moles. Stool pigeons, wiretappers, backpackers, carjackers, bumper heads, child geniuses, and four trackers. Also, unemployed four members of the NSA who defected somewhere else and was planning on the bomb in the USA. I woke up, finished a half zone, said I'm never smoking again. When I said I saw an old friend and bought a sack from him, went back to the notepad, then started smoking. Went to sleep, woke up and finished the next sack of stress. Then I got a fucked up headache, said I'm never smoking again. Got back on the bus and saw another old friend. Now it's back to choking. Damn, here we go again. I think something's broken. Choking in my diaphragm. I lost the slug, man. Draw me a diagram. Forgive me for the mess, I'm just the way I am. Let me tell you why they call me the human hologram. Everybody has me in their sights, but they will not buzz back on me. They move back easily, so they will not get attacked wrongly. Jacking these jackals up to a suspended weight like a broken axle, abruptly kicking out the hydraulic pump so that they can fall over. When I ran in and kicked the sliding door up off the track, they all got wrangled up due to their adverse planning. It's the X-Caster way to picture, key delivering speeches, dissertations and typing test papers and weeks, many term exams, blog quoted divorce fame for the occupation, locking up nations from a 9-volt powered spark box. Shots putting compacted bodies out of the parking lot. In these mischievous times, I just like to stay mysterious. Treat women equally while these fools just act chivalrous. You won't catch me performing on the frivolous tips, spitting grit, getting the whole crowd spitting off of the things that you were predicting. And then state that I was kicking these freestyles that's called forbidden. And double weak, at least when I'm speaking. I'll truthfully provide a discretion before you commence your critiquing. Meanwhile, I'm freaking styles, leaving it all tweaking out like me peeking. I tell Simon, I said that night, Independence Day weekend. Everybody's rocking a costume, just trying to pretend you're in purgatory. I'm the virus, no immune system can defend. I'm the virus, no immune system can defend. You're in purgatory. I'm the virus, no immune system can defend. I woke up, finished a half one, said I'm never smoking again. Then I went outside and then saw an old friend, bought my sack from him, back to notepad, started smoking. Went to sleep, woke up, finished the next sack of stress. Got a fucked up headache, said I'm never smoking again. Got back on the bus and saw another old friend. Now it's back to choking. Damn, here we go again. I think something's broken in my diaphragm. I lost the stuck, man. Draw me a diagram. Forgive me for the mess up, just the way I am. Let me tell you why they call me a human hologram. Let me tell you why they call me the human hologram. Hologram, 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 human hologram, but hologram, human hologram, but hologram. Yeah, this is still track. This is gonna be white, but that's your beat right here. Talking about this stuff. You can't see it. You can't tell it's a hologram. You can see it. There's a million stories to every big town and city. You just don't know what they are yet. There's a quick example. LA has a few too. You know, I love my city. LA is twice as big as any metropolitan spot, so that makes it 16 million stories up in the city. Hard rhymes come up when times turn gritty. People always realign thought every turn of the century. LA is twice as big as any metropolitan spot, so that makes it 16 million stories up inside the city. Hard rhymes come up when the times turn gritty. People always realign thought every turn of the century. LA is twice as big as any metropolitan spot, so that makes it 16 million stories up in the city. Hard rhymes come up when the times turn gritty. People always realize
realign thought at the turn of the century. And it came down to tooth and nail. Every spare bullet biter fighting for themselves, trying to uncover and unravel all of the secrets of the century through underground travel. Damn, you should have seen it. Gunfights and cavalry with the gang of different creatures that weren't supposed to be conceived yet. Everybody was a trailblazer up at this time of fortune. People were obtaining treasures in this time of extortion. Next thing you know, the high rises were built up over the backs of the competitors, killed all sacrifices to the city of an angel. But I think the angel fell and named this place hell. I know it's well enough to stay up inside my shell. Enough people beat, getting tortured in a nondescript warehouse downtown of off Porter Street is enough to say hell. Mother no, I live in LA just to stay on the down low, and I profess to guess is how it's gotta go. Next thing you know, they might have to tax the air you breathe by counting every single molecule and hiring second-rate blue-collar fools to do it. You know the average working man, you and me, we always have to go, never get the salary, strictly hourly rate, maybe up on retail or something else that never happens to fail. They got us in a trap, strictly paying all the tax, lower it to 8%, think that's all it takes, but instead it has to be truthful with the facts. Yeah, that's what I thought. Guys would rather be up off with their heads. Bring back the guillotine up in fashion so they can be cutting and slashing all the guys that try to LA is twice as smash it. Metropolitan sponsor that makes it 16 million stories up in the city. Hard rhymes come up when times turn gritty. People always realign thought every turn of the century. LA twice as big as any metropolitan sponsor that makes it 16 million stories upside the city. Hard rhymes come up when the times turn gritty. People always realign thought every turn of the century. Everyone will agree with me if they live south of bullshit that they can do a body count of at least one civilian and probably come to some sort of interesting amount. That means that too many of us have been exposed to the lifestyle of a soldier while in plain clothes. Devoted to your cause, you follow the message that's enclosed, just like you're supposed. The LA is a drum story and entirely enclosed. People are too busy basking in the glory of home base that they forgot the whole history in certain parts. Every single garage is a laboratory, engaging in different types of chemicals and horticulture. These things style vultures and a slam pyre all interject themselves into this empire. Los Angeles, microcosm of the world where you can obtain the most beautiful girls. That's where I stay in different parts, measuring all the maps so I can see all the secret history of LA. It's all about trying to go spelunking. LA is twice as big as any metropolitan spot that makes it 16 million stories inside the city. Hard rhymes come up when the times turn gritty. People always realign by every turn of the century. LA is twice as big as any metropolitan spot that makes it 16 million stories inside the city. Hard rhymes come up when the times turn gritty. People always realign thought every turn of the century. Yeah, you know the same rule applies to wherever you stay. So that just goes down from the story up in LA. You know the same rule applies to wherever you stay. That just goes down from these stories up in LA.
Hello, this is Rick Felix, here on behalf of Subtitle from West Coast Workforce and Project Load here for your listening pleasure. If you have heard this song before, which you haven't, you can be compelled to press fast forward. If you never heard this song, stay tuned. The next 48 bars. I ate a lot of candy just to talk about this. The scene is always way deeper than the lyricist. If you mix most chemicals, it's hit or miss. Someone's fresher than you in Denver with a list like Schindler, but what they do is put the best of you inside a blender. Render you inert and label you as a beginner. Program another golem with the formula for rolling. Put him on the totem in the center for the winner. Explain this cliche. My rhymes got stolen in a place
place where they eat your words for taste. It never was the case to make money off your face. Everything about the city's good except the city. You walk into the show looking for welcoming committees. I hate the casuals waiting for the fame to find them. Walk into the studio with a blank check, power of attorney and a gurney just to sign it. The gurney is contingency, just in case they gotta leave the industry early. Girlie stay smiling while the teeth stay pearly. Never get worried about whether you see them and circulate after you accumulate per deal. This rap shit is way deeper than you think. It can get you on the level of like what you eat or drink. Taking what I say and making it your eat or drink all the way down to the beat. This rap shit is way deeper than you think. It can get you on the level of like what you eat or drink. Taking what I say and making it your eat or drink all the way down to the beat. When your coffee starts to separate, think this scenario. Britney, NSYNC, and the Backstreet Boys were used in ritualistic ceremonies as sex toys. Jimmy, Quincy, Mary, Clyde, tantric vampires that are barely alive and not necessarily here for your benefit. Switch your roster for the energy, it's time to renovate. Get some more troops to fit the group archetype, add plastic surgery, emulate the servitude. Make me think I wanna be just like you with some urgency. Make magazines that make them look mean. Got a lot of training by the age of 18. There's more to the game than the stuff that you've seen. With the DVD quality on your TV screen, I don't pick a fight just to waste the energy. I just pick a mic to debase the enemy. It's way deeper, like the opposite of shallow. Battle, it's kind of like battling cattle. Everybody's still reptilian with the hissing and the rattle. You can either say what you say and make a million, or you can talk smart and then affect civilians. Just enough talent to fail other words, or to keep a good balance to prevail while heard. This rap shit is way deeper than you think. It can get you on the level of like what you eat or drink. Taking what I say and making it your eat or drink all the way down to the beat. This rap shit is way deeper than you think. It can get you on the level of like what you eat or drink. Taking what I say and making it your eat or drink all the way down to the beat.
Now what y'all do? We riding, you sliding. Open up your soul to me, now let me slide in. We fine in the place to be, and you know me, who I be, MCYP. Tight, ripping and flipping up in the game, making y'all fools remember my name. I told y'all to quit blowing your brain of cocaine and introduce you to Mary Jane, and that's on everything. I'm a free man, off them chains, going against the grind, not about the fame. Fortune's my aim, but as soon as I grab the mic, critical acclaim came. Guess I really can't blame them though, cause you have to show something like I said in the song. I'm a lyrical shogun. MCs that be stepping must really be on one. I'm a weapon and my win make me the long one. If you point me at as weak, you pick the wrong one. Just check my epitaph, my rap's a strong one. Sit back on your ass and hit the bunk, son, and stay hypnotized until the song is done. We going on a journey, some call it a quest to bring you Josh's best. So every first you get blessed, keep riding, keep signing, keep throwing it up. Whether you're rapping the north, south, east, or the west. Hey yo, whatever I'm reciting, I'll be passing the test. Nourishing like milk from your mama's breast. Transforming from your soul into your bones to your flesh. I'm finna make my life epic like Gilgamesh. Yes. Nobody. Can't nobody rip a beat up like me. Nobody. Can't nobody rip a beat up like me. Nobody. Yes. Nobody. True. Nobody.
Supercharged stuff. White hair, Sonics up. If you don't understand it, you can join the club. When I walk about, you duck around me, hide behind a shrub. I'll become suited up, hydraulic pump, fluid up, in the ligaments right next to coolant pumps. You can run, but I can hunt. YPST is not done. Your whole career is a front to this 1+1. Run of the mill gets killed on a metaphysical spit over a grill. The fire in which you burn slow, turn slow at intervals. It hits you, then you're pumping splinters through your left ventricle. While it's getting fricasseed, this may happen frequently at your favorite ritualistic slaying or by frequency. With the rod, it's dropping by the hertz. If you speak to me, most deadly subtitle, I still write for thought. I reside on the west coast to rip a rap. All of you may scoff, work is done expediently. That's if there's a need to be. Nobody. Can't nobody rip a beat up like me. Nobody. Nobody rip a beat up like we. True. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody. Yes, yes, yes. True. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody. Yes, yes. Nobody. Halogen light flickers over my head. The words that I write tonight just might be misled. And we avoid each other just to avoid the inevitable. Revert my actions from regrettable to forgettable. We avoid each other just to avoid the inevitable. And convert from regrettable to forgettable. What a pity. What a pity. What a pity. We stay in the same city, although up on different sides, so that your memory stays with me. Through another person that ran into you on a through another person that ran into you on a day-to-day basis. So what can I do? It's not like I'm lonely, I'm on exile, working out my individualistic feng shui style. You were my best friend when I had no one else. So it hurts me real bad now that I'm all by myself. No one knows me better. We had our own level. Now I have to resort to cigarettes and the devil just to get me through the day. Facing the trouble isn't enough. I can't explain why I feel this way, and it can't be absolved. We were never meant to reconcile.
A madman threatened us with complete destruction unless we evacuated this planet.
But that's absurd. How could anything, let alone one man, control a massive group of meteors and cause them to strike at one place at one time?
The Kingpin, Renegade, Gentle Ben, Rabbit, Rin Tin Tin, jumping out of portals with Warple swords, just to back up Oracle from Roswell to Oslo. This is the product of my brain immersed in steroids like Brian Boswell for the psychic attack. I move in directions lateral of time just to run it back. 46th century Caterpillar Centurion. We are the inventions, the pinnacle of man, machine, and mutiny. Einstein's titanium jacket, the spell from the exit wound inside my chest when I reach the apex of the range. Rocking my western crest, I begin to laser sculpt my visage upon the northern face. Then time shift my way back to present day LA. Stacked with quintuplets and port cannons to stretch you to the last neutrino. Atomize, decimate, restructure, devastate. Add a temporary climate. I enter inside the form of air to watch your appendages levitate. Heartbeats, palpitate, heartbreak, cardiovascular technology. You're missing out like tracheotomies. You got caught, slip got crunched under the heel of me. In a deep sleep, I'm holographic, you're not being real with me. It's the Giving Tree MC, driving the roots into a frenzy. It's the Mission Super Synth model serial 1921-2. But Galactus, the silver subtitle with sonogram sight. The mic to Rattle rapper and the chordate on this night is encased in carbonite. It's Giovanni Marks igniting bombs with Hassan on virtual fighting worlds with simulants like Tron. Crushed to death with my left hand. I'll brush to death with my left hand. Touched by death's left hand.
Right hand, hang right, plight plague, play right, right wrong, quite strong with my delivery. Lyrically titillate, reanimate the inanimate, coming with inadequate amounts of hydro while the aqueduct overflows. Bounce out of your parameter, denounce everything else you've heard except that everything that is nothing. These sounds are perfectly muffled. You might be befuddled, just a little bit, and it was style, an inch is a mile, and a mile is an acre. Do the math, it's coming real fast, so don't blink, or you might miss it. Once you start it, already finished, no gimmicks. Did you say that you wanna hear a little bit of wordplay? Say word is life, life is love, love is death, and death is word. Word is death, death is love, love is life, life is word. Life is word.
proverbs, wise words. Reading the book of palm, turning my conscience on. Subtitle, high sign, Kindle the lexicon. Walk soft, carry a big stick. Natural mystic, the house of hip hop. Your style's evicted. Read the thermometer, outdraw diameter. Adrenaline pump, your ear jump from the stamina. 6'6", you've been dead your whole life. Robbing in the afterlife, underground, underbite, overground, overbite. Digital circuitry, inanimate objects. Immediate ability to make you my enemy. Personification. It's alive! It's alive! Words begin to walk in the footsteps of my soul. Pen sinks into the paper structure. 21st century, you suckers! Ha, ha, ha.
Starbase 10. We will destroy it with the help of our fellow warriors.
My robot friends, we are on a mission of destruction. We must totally demolish Federation Starbase 10, but we cannot stop there. Our programming states that we must go on. We must destroy the entire Federation. We must.
Traces of race to relinquish, controlled by the people, thus vanquishing your soul, extinguishing on flame of hope along with frame of reference, extra dimensional otherworldly presence. LA County residents, shamanistic forces prevalent, backsliders turn hesitant, study sacred scriptures to defeat their contradiction, but I'd rather stay bugged out versus thugged out. You can mediate or meditate to make it on a market level with the data to spark it on any decibel. Or target vacant receptacles, whip them with the energy to mentally rid enemies and make them all defenseless and senseless. Extra-dimensional otherworldly presence.
Well, when I was a good freestyler, I was able to do Pro Tools edit. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. These size ain't dust, get you size spike. No matter how you may size it, you cannot unearth the composite. Your investment isn't worth the deposit. Your hard luck cost got lost. It's really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. These size ain't dust, get you size spike. No matter how you may size it, you cannot unearth the composite. Your investment isn't worth the deposit. Your hard luck cost got lost. It's really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter smoke free, radical, free, tax fee, free, the rock field, free, floating, conducting, sabbatical, slightly fanatical, map dynamic, erratic integers ejected all across the planet, looking like the robot out of Westworld. Half man, half plant from a silicone can with the right type of bandwidth, hard to stand still with a shake, rattle, 88% kill, get all scattered data, turn it into standard grammar just to prevent spill, stimulate adrenal gland to simulate thrill. 1993, life is still. 2003, prescribe some pills. Stock hit breaker, in the bit pressure. Terrigen rocker, micronized crunching. Most folks get taken out over a hunch. These seismic dogs get you sideswiped. No matter how you may size it, you cannot unearth the composite. Your investment isn't worth the deposit. Your heartfelt cause got lost. It's really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. Your seismic dogs get sideswiped. No matter how you may size it, you cannot unearth the composite. Your investment isn't worth the deposit. Your heartfelt cause got lost. It's really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. It's almost over now. They won't run it by you. It's way too hard to do. No one is besides friends, family, even crew. But will they deny you'd be the thing to do? Even though you can't gain compliance, all because of your new alliance. If you were smart, then you just show defiance, cause it's almost over now. Everyone here is work at it, what you should do. Market just took a downfall. You may not get the call, it's up to you to do. If you think this is all, you may not be interested. It's almost over now. It's almost over now. You replace your new cape and cow with a new battle ready style sword and shield with new readily buried soil and shroud. No loyal toil and trouble just to make your folks proud. Just shake, rattle, rattle up on the ninth cloud. These sides make cause you sideswipe. No matter how you may size it, you cannot unearth the composite. Your investment isn't worth the deposit. Your heartfelt cause got lost. It's really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. These sides make cause you sideswipe. No matter how you may size it, you cannot unearth the composite. Your investment isn't worth the deposit. Your heartfelt cause got lost. It's really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. Really hard no matter how you may revise it. Your life gets lost within its own vice grip, 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 grip. Yeah, cut that part out at the end.
How come every time I come to understand I have more to learn? Humbled by the sunlight, the mountain told me to wait my turn. Concerned with humans, no racial pride inside these eyes given to me. It's only private cause only few can make it on their own too. How come every time I come to understand I have more to learn? Humbled by the sunlight, the mountain told me to wait my turn. Concerned with humans, no racial pride inside these eyes given to me. It's only private cause only few can make it on their own too.
I write books and books just to say what's up. In another day and time, I'd have been a crook. Now I've got mine, take another look. As I rip words, JK wrote the hook. Leave my name out of it like I got mistook. The underlying premise, don't get shook. Learn what you learn by it and apply it. Do it in your own life like you're on a diet. Commune with the Most High, stay in tune with nature. Soon you know every life formed by nomenclature. Don't let your tools do the thinking for you. Do the same thought process developed out of school.
How come every time I come to understand I have more to learn? Humbled by the sunlight, the mountain told me to wait my turn. Concerned with humans, no racial pride inside these eyes given to me. It's only private cause only few can make it on their own too. How come every time I come to understand I have more to learn? Humbled by the sunlight, the mountain told me to wait my turn. Concerned with humans, no racial pride inside these eyes given to me. It's only private cause only few can make it on their own too.
And the people ain't the people what the people hate, what the people need to do just to elevate. All the people want to do is to speculate and procrastinate up into the present day. An excuse and a reason is the same thing. I learned that valuable lesson up in a drug sting. So I never act a thug, I do my own thing. In a true democracy, we don't have a king or a president, just residents. The world over always takes precedence. Trees, birds, protozoa, and the pestilence. Like a macromocha art exhibit on the street.
How come every time I come to understand I have more to learn? Humbled by the sunlight, the mountain told me to wait my turn. Concerned with humans, no racial pride inside these eyes given to me. It's only private, cause only few can make it on their own too. How come every time I come to understand I have more to learn? Humbled by the sunlight, the mountain told me to wait my turn. Concerned with humans, no racial pride inside these eyes given to me. It's only private, cause only few can make it on their own too.
Check, check, 1 2 1 2. Cool.
Ultra sick, ultra sick, ultra sick, ultra sick, ultra sick, ultra sick, WCS,
Y'all know me.
ultra sick, ultra sick,
Our problem. I'm explaining this first. Let y'all help me. Email me at subtitle31@hotmail.com. This is my conflict. For some strange reason, I can't determine why there is some sort of subtle lack of bomb shit. I mean, it's like I walk in the warehouse and play this cat and mouse game, searching for a CD that's not somebody I know, and at the same time hoping one of my homies doesn't see me. So I resort to going to a function to hook up with promo freebies. But when I get home and play all this shit, it's whack, and I loan it to the homies hoping that they even happen to bring this shit back. I think these artists spend their advance money on exceptionally large amounts of crack, which they proceed to ingest and then think that they're the best and molest the art form that people just like you and me do, and proceed to say that this whole shit is great. Hell no. But what if there's more drones that she pay to see these fools on tour just to get a lackluster show and tattoo mighty parts and logos of these busters that they don't know? People will not be too bright to fight with me at a nightclub just because I happen to think that ODB isn't tight. And the same goes for his compatriots who kick the same flows 3 times in the song. It's like one long hook. Not to mention the motion picture shown on Rap City with pesky girls who's pretty and broadsword shitty B movies. You see me on the MTA every day having to try to make my way across LA. Meanwhile, these high profile entertainers make their chips they spend on $50,000 ships and linen shirts with silk embroidered collars. Voiding all hopes of trying to be dope. I set myself back 2 months on a pair of Air Maxes. And these legitimate bastards brag about not paying taxes. If you do exactly what I do, you'll finish last. If you got a heart, don't let it diminish fast. Replenish at the source of the youth. Whatever you have to do, just go bust the two. And you know I got your support straight to the roof. Yeah, you know my name is Kelvin CE. That's the guy you can see me at the block buying gear next to you at the place of Stratosphere. C is ultra sick, cutting weak freaks to the quick. Ultra sick, persevere through thin and thick. Ultra sick, half these niggas can't rap a lick no matter who you pick. Sub MC is ultra sick, cutting weak freaks to the quick. Ultra sick, persevere through thin and thick. Ultra sick, half these niggas can't rap a lick no matter who you pick. I think that this secret rap may have surfaced. On second thought, there's a lot of rats up in the mix. This time they were apprehended by brute force. You see most of these vermin in the pages of the source. Of course, these motherfuckers only travel by horse and carriage. Y'all can't rap my scripts like a deaf guy in some Morse code. You're stuck like ceiling. Now repellent for the weak, stay the fuck away from me. It's just Sub MC, explaining to you reality. For everyone after that's just a casualty. Pure statistic, living lives that are nearly realistic. As far as the future rap, I'll leave all that shit up to the mystics. I don't get paid to foretell, I collect the mediocre check to dispel. Wreck mics for angels that fell. Collect data by ThinkPad, battle up in the chat room. Whatever coordinates you try try to catch me, or the plans you try to hatch won't happen. It seems you stuck rapping and couldn't tell writer's block from a biter's cock. I don't hold stock in entertainers that are playing to the rock. I'm playing kick the can with your tape on down the block. By you saying the nicest, that leads me to see the PCDs when your vices. Christ can't help you now. Throw away that be jewel, gold, and diamond crucifix. You fished in the mix, bitch. This is the workforce. These guys that come after you in your bad dreamscape, and they commit the verbal rape on you. You get it on videotape for the internet, on digital camera if that's what you wish for the medium to be. You can't see me expediently running down the street trying to jack you for your weed that you got.
So MC is ultra sick, cutting competition to the quick. Ultra sick, assassinating, masturbating tricks. Ultra sick, seeing whatever makes these humans tick. Ultra sick, sub MC is ultra sick, cutting competition to the quick. Ultra sick, assassinating these masturbating tricks. Ultra sick, seeing whatever makes these jakes tick. You know the rest.
Let me show you how to rock a microphone. Repeat after me. I
State your name.
promise to demolish all faulty competition within a 25 league radius. Never falls me from fatigue, causing prospective victims' heartbeats, saturating the spleen and other assorted body parts never seen in me. Not wishing to speak a word edgewise, thus tweaking out and jumping off a ledge with flame their flesh alive, forcing them into a hedge. Chocolate thistles, keeping the remainder upon lock. With my Glock cock stolen from my typical shop. Be a sharp shot, dropping them dead upon the spot. Systematic destruction of an MC that you hate. Look into my eyes and then you shall know that we will never reach no stalemate. I do this only for the thrill of the hunt, capture, then kill. An additional rapture of entrapment. Shaking milk, bombing air vents with 10 men dealing they represent. Bitch, I'm heaven sent. Battling us as equals causes detriment. And then strict enough policy still stands. Wrenching out hair follicles that are lyrically impaired. And I stop and stare at all the remains of my easy chair. Sleazy sack politicians try to valve for my attention, but die after hearing this transmission. Ultra sick. Check 1, 2.
Ultra sick.
Sub MC
is ultra sick,
cutting competition
to the quick. Ultra sick,
assassinating these masturbating tricks.
ultra sick,
Trying to kill them seeds where they live and they can't fake this.
yeah. Ultra sick, sub MCs, ultra sick. Workforce, ultra sick. Project load, ultra sick. Kelly 9, ultra sick. Onomatopoeia, ultra sick. G-Pack, ultra sick. Loot Pack, ultra sick. Dilated peoples, ultra sick. Concentrated entertainment, ultra sick. Indelible MCs, ultra sick. Fellowship, ultra sick. In LA, we ultra sick. Killing tricks, ultra sick. LAMCS, ultra sick. Outdoor systems, ultra sick.